Hello, and welcome to my brand management final, where I will be discussing Eileen Fisher and repositioning their brand. Starting off with really just the core challenge Eileen Fisher is facing, it isn't necessarily a lack of brand strength or demand. They're actually a pretty successful company. It's really just the perception problem tied to an aging consumer base. So the company has built a very loyal and profitable following, as I said before. The median customer age has risen alongside with the brand itself, however, and if nothing changes, that can really create long-term growth risk. And the question isn't really whether Eileen Fisher should reposition, but how to do it without damaging the equity that it has been, 25 years plus building. So just going over the target market, I believe Eileen Fisher should focus its repositioning on emerging women. But before I get into that, um, the different target markets that the case kind of discussed kind of broke into established, nascent, and emerging. So established women are the company's profit engine, and they buy frequently, trust the brand. They'll probably dress head to toe in Eileen Fisher, and alienating them would seem extremely risky. However, on the other end, nascent women are highly price sensitive and trend drivers, and targeting them would require lower prices, more dramatic style shifts, which would kind of dilute the brand because they'd kind of have to change their whole identity, which their loyal consumers might not be super accustomed to. But for emerging women, they really represent the best growth opportunity because they're really seen as value driven and socially conscious and willing to invest in quality pieces, but they don't want to feel boxed into kind of a single brand identity. And for them, the issue is not that Eileen Fisher's product doesn't work for them. It's that the brand feels older, um, less expressive than how they actually see themselves. Moving on to kind of the brand checklist and what needs to be fixed. Right now, the brand suffers from target confusion among younger consumers. A lot of young consumers just kind of see them as a bit of an older brand, as I stated previously. Outdated mental associations, especially with the emerging and ascend women, and a perception that the brand is uniform or limiting rather than expressive. And the one thing that doesn't need fixing is Eileen Fisher's mission, sustainability focus, or just design philosophy, because those obviously already work for them in the past and their strengths. And really the problem is that, those strengths are now being interpreted too narrowly, which is preventing younger women and really everyone else outside of their target age range from seeing themselves inside of the brand. So, how to reposition? The first step in repositioning should first be through messaging. So, Eileen Fisher should kind of tell the stories that highlight individuality, movement, and creativity rather than age or lifestyle stage. So, the marketing should really show emerging women, kind of as I mentioned before, styling along the pieces. So, maybe women that are like younger than their target age range right now. And also one thing that would really help them is kind of a broader wardrobe so it doesn't seem too narrow or too plain and really everyone can see themselves in it. And secondly, the retail formats, concepts like the lab store provide a controlled way to introduce more experimental silhouettes, recycled pieces, varied price points without changing the core line. And it really allowed Eileen Fisher to explore relevance without contaminating the flagship brand, which is one thing that they really don't want to do. They don't want to lose the loyal customers that they have now currently. And lastly, through merchandising and styling, without changing prices or fabrics, the brand can represent its clothing in a more contemporary, later editorial ways that kind of reshape how the product is perceived. So this kind of directly addresses the boxer older stereotype. Again, with just kind of the styles or merchandising, really doing a little more research on what is current, what is now, and applying that um, to their brand and the company that they've already established, kind of just showing how they can adapt to styles and they can address all age types. Doesn't matter how old you are, everyone can wear Eileen Fisher. Thank you. That is all I have for my presentation. And for the bonus, I'd say a few takeaways that I had from the class was really just having the ability to work on real life cases and real company issues that they had gone through before. I also think working with peers in class like every day, always doing some group thing with different people, really helped me gather ideas and better understand just brand management as a whole. And I also thought the guest speakers were really awesome as well. So thank you.